Let's try this again. Why does he start off so angry? Well, because... it doesn't matter. I need a sound guy. What's up, dude? Welcome to the Spam and Eggs podcast. Someone sneezed on the back of my neck today at work. And then I felt it disperse around the back of my head and then sprinkle on my face. What do you do when a sneeze sprinkles on your face, dude? You take a shower. You can't. You could wipe it around. What good is that? Or you could just go about your day and let it dissolve on your face. I want to get something off my mental real quick. Just a little house cleaning before we get started. Gotta mop around these floors for just a second. Mainly because someone sent me an email about it. Thanks for shooting that over. If you think it's you, it's you. Because you're the only one. And that's great. I was really excited to get it. I know the last episode was a little heavier. And I was a bit ambiguous as to why. And it was a little oversharey as far as like subtext went. But don't worry. I also hate when people do that. So... I mean, there's nothing worse than somebody that nobody knows oversharing on social media. What do I think this is? An actual podcast?
I don't know if people have an opinion about Dayton, but I was like, oh, this is pretty cool.
I think Dayton's fantastic.
The thing about it, though, I'm not worried about it, really. But most people who stumble upon this podcast on Spotify, mainly, happen upon it fortuitously. So they skip it, which is both okay and to be expected. I'm still trying to figure out exactly why they skip it. One, I'm not going to accept that it's boring. Maybe it's the length of these intros. At any rate, I'm my own market research team, dude, so time will tell if I ever crack the viewer retention nut. I think I will. But to the tens of loyal listeners who come here by design, I know that you come for jokes and laughs and silly songs with Larry. Texaco was supposed to be a happy episode, and it was, but I also sprinkled some of my own shit in there. If you haven't watched it, it was about a small child with stage fright and a pretty sick substitute teacher who helped him out a little bit with a coin from the bottom of his backpack. And I think that was pretty cool. I've been thinking about that coin, and he still hasn't given it back. So if you're watching this, give it back. It's my money. Anyway, dude, if you watched, it gets a little heavy-hearted, so sorry about that. But sometimes that's how it goes. Sometimes hearts get heavy. Sometimes you don't need to tell strangers exactly why, I guess, even though saying the why is what gives the thing context. Otherwise, why say anything? And why would you give a bleep it? And while tasteful oversharing is something that I personally enjoy hearing on podcasts, and in real life to a certain degree, it's also something that can get others quite uncomfortable. And I don't blame them. It's off-putting. You know? Who is this guy? Where have I seen him? Nowhere? Well, then why is he doing this? Because the spirit moved me. I was telling a nice story, and then I got emotional. So the thing is, you got to do that tastefully, right? I swipe past someone on Instagram, and the video starts with this girl crying with the phone about 4 inches from her face. And she goes, I usually don't post stuff like this, especially not on my main, is what she said. But I was like, oh, God. Rest assured, dude, I'll never do that. And I just got all uncomfortable and antsy. And it's like, I don't know, man. Tell a story at least. That's what they're called. If anyone knows Instagram, it's me. Been doing stand-up for 3 years, have 900 followers. I don't know what to do.
They're just way better, dude. It's not the connections. Yeah, it helps, but like, you watch someone that's been doing it for a very long time, and you're like, oh, dude, yeah, Jesse should quit.
I certainly got antsy because I was in the edit bay, and so I had to watch it over and over, editing it, and it felt a little self-aggrandizing, but I didn't cry, and that's important to me. Believe me, I wasn't patting myself on the back. But I'm gonna on this episode. Welcome to the Spam and Eggs podcast. Here's the thing, dude. Listen, I wanted to talk about this kid, not about my personal woes. Right? The thing about it, though, to step in for myself for just a second, is that I think I really helped that kid. And in fact, I know I did, because every time I see him now, it's adorable, dude. It really is. He'll stop what he's doing, and he'll shoot me a look and like a nod, like a head nod. Like a movie head nod. Like at the end of Dark Knight Rises. And it's cool. I like it. That's amazing, man. I get kind of emotional when it happens. I guess I'd be Alfred in that situation, and I don't love that, but... I just realized it sounds like I'm apologizing, and I might be, but only as much as you think is necessary. Because it's also super annoying to make a public apology about something when you've got like 68 followers. And probably no one saw it. I don't even have 68 views, so actually I'm not apologizing for anything. So no need to clean house. No apology. How about that? No apology, dude. And f*** you as well. Bleep it. Alright, dude, take all that out. This was just a warm-up. What is this, an open mic? I feel like I gotta go stretch. Let's forget about the sadness, dude. It's a beautiful day. Somewhere. Kind of sucks here right now, but it's nice elsewhere, right? It's gotta be okay someplace else. What's been up, man? It's the new year, kind of. It's almost February. It will be February by the time you see this, but it's new enough. It's been a long time since I got excited about the new year. People get excited about the new year still, and I don't quite understand, but it still matters for some reason. I don't know how you guys feel. Are we excited about New Year's? It's so far into January. I don't even know why I'm talking about it, but you guys tell me how to feel. How's that? I hope we're doing good either way. I hope you did all those squats you said you were going to do at the beginning of the year. You probably didn't. That's why you're watching this podcast instead of listening to it. And here's the thing. Don't start doing squats because I called you out. Right? Don't feel attacked. Feel seen. If you did do all of those squats, I hope it made you feel accomplished. For real. It's hard to do. I'm glad you did all those squats. I'm glad you got a little thinner. Or thicker, whichever you were after. And I'm glad that your vitals improved. Maybe your skin's got that glow you had in mind. You know, good on you. Now that you've done your squats, take a break from showing everyone your Apple Watch movement rings and watch the pod on YouTube. Spotify plays are looking, better. They could be better, but they're looking better. Certainly better than the YouTube, dude. Spotify plays are looking tight, but the optics on the tube are less than tremendous, and that's okay. I know it takes a while to make a good thing, but tighten it up a little bit. For Christ's sake. I want my mom to see this isn't a total waste of time. Speaking of Christ, dude, Christmas is over. That's nice. Are you still using that thing that you got for Christmas, or did you lose it already? Are you counting up all the weeks you're going to need to work off all the money you spent for Christmas? What are we at, dude? 2 weeks or 3? How long is it going to take till you get back to 0? And was it worth it? You spent $68 on fancy hand soap, right? At Bed Bath & Beyond. 3 of them smell like Christmas. Or pumpkin pie. I did that. This year. I got to the register and the lady was like, pumpkin pie. Like, fuck. How many times have you said that today? You know? Pumpkin pie. She did it twice. She did it twice on the first 2 pumpkin pies. And then she got to the 3rd pumpkin pie, dude. And she goes, I'm noticing a trend here, is what she said. And in my head, dude, I was like, if you tell me the trend is pumpkin pie, I'm going to lose it on you. And everyone in this place. You're not Rain Man. You're Melissa. There's no toothpicks to count here. What's with the workers at soap and lotion spots, dude? Announcing every item in your basket with like a hushed, sexually charged tone. I'm not being naughty. These are all for family members. None of them are getting charged up by pumpkin pie. None of them are getting wet by the like scent of Christmas flavors. I'm not being naughty. I'm being lazy. I'm not going to walk around for 40 minutes trying to, guess the spirit scent of every lady in my life. Okay? Lazy. Auntie, pumpkin pie. Cousins, pumpkin pie. Mom, something naughty. Rachel's Nana, pumpkin pie. Everyone gets pumpkin pie. But mom, dude, that's what Christmas is. I spent $68 on fancy hand soap. Dude, comment below if you spent more than $50 on soaps and lotions for Christmas. Because I think it's the only reason they're still there. I think it's the only reason Bed Bath and Body Works still exists. Is just idiots like me. Don't feel bad for doing that, by the way. I did that 2 years in a row. Do I regret it? You betcha. You betcha. Because it's hand soap, dude. Like, what are they going to think of you every time they wash their hands? What do you need that for? Just know your lotion limit, is my point. Right? You're broke. You're not fooling anyone with your organic Santa-shaped soaps from Lush. That piece of shit place. I mean, fool them if you want to, dude, but don't spend so much on bathroom condiments that you're not even going to use, by the way, that you start to resent pumpkin pie. They don't need any more soap. Whoever you're thinking about, they don't need more soap. They'll still love you. Just give them a call. It means more anyway. And then, dude, take that money and treat yourself for Christmas, dude. That's what I say. $68 at Texaco. That's a 3/4 premium tank, dude. With the hot dog and chips. and a medium cup. Depending on where you're going. Beverly Hills, certainly not, but, I don't even drink soda, dude.
Previously on the Spam and Eggs podcast.
Well, I don't drink soda.
I don't even drink soda, and I'll fill that cup up and toss it right onto the street. Get my money's worth. Because here's the thing. It feels bad to spend $65 on gas. And it's not even full. Feels good to toss a medium cup at like a police car or something. Or one of those access fans. Maybe wouldn't need them if you gave grandma a ride. I'm going off the rails again. Christmas. I just feel like we gotta shake ourselves loose of the like obligatory gifts, dude. Can we do that? It's an awful thing, I think, that most of us are still so beholden to. And it's the first of about 11 reasons I hate the months October to November. Because that's how early they're playing the fucking jingles these days. I hate Christmas. Call me whatever you want to. Call me Ebenezer Grinch. I hate Christmas. I wish Jesus didn't resurrect. I'll say it. Maybe then we could just be cold in December, dude. We wouldn't have all that extra holiday shit clogging up the airwaves. Enough with the Christmas covers. Hate Christmas. I know I work with kids, right? But I actually think this is a good influence. I'll stuff Santa in a food processor for real. I'll push the pulse setting in the food processor. And then, dude, I'll pour them into a Vitamix until the power goes out. For real. Santa's good for you for about 4 years. And then it's time to realize your parents are the one fronting this Christmas bill shit. And then you gotta go out, you gotta learn a trade. So that you're not 24 years old thinking it's not too late to change your major to screenwriting. For anyone listening, dude, if you change your major to screenwriting, just know ahead of time you're dead in the water. And so is that industry. What I would give for my parents to have said, please, for the love of God, there's enough movies. Take this plunger. Learn how to use it. We know you've got bad knees. Here's some knee pads. We're sorry we told you could do anything. That's our bad. Santa is a lie. I don't know, man. Christmas, New Year's, it's like every other month. Feels like Christmas is coming back. What other worldwide practices can I get characteristically pissed about, dude? New Year's is over. Christmas is over. New Year's sucks too. Everything sucks, dude. What am I, a 7th grader? Everything just sucks. Everything, why can't I just give me unlimited texts? All the other kids have a sidekick, Mom. It'll help me with school. Unlimited text. I tried to pull that one on my dad. He did it, dude, because I would just text anyway, and then the bill was insane. Anyway, I was going to say I don't hate New Year's. I do hate New Year's, but it's only because it just feels like we're always doing it. It always feels like we're doing New Year's, dude. You know what I mean? I feel like every other time I pay rent, that fucking ball drops. And then we're just sitting there, you know? Whatever plan Rachel and I had fell through. We never do what we say we're going to do, dude. And I actually like it because she's funny and she smells nice and she's all mine. So find your own. What about you, dude? Do you get a little buzz off of the new year? Are you still an idiot? It's kind of crazy, right? 2024. Dude, every year that rolls around feels more and more like a science fiction year. Just because of the year, though. Not because of, like, science or technology, necessarily. Because it does feel like we should be further along. And it feels weird saying that, but fuck. I mean, like, whatever. Like, you tell a person, like an old person, like, yeah, I feel like we should be further along. And they're like, well, we have cell phones. Cell phones are fine. And fine is all it is, right? Having cell phones hasn't been revolutionary since the Sidekick, right? Or the Firefly, dude. I remember I wanted a Firefly. You guys remember that one? It was the one where, like, you could only call, like, 3 people and the police. It was for kids. I wanted so bad to just have a cell phone that I, like, fully pleaded with my dad, even though I knew my mom called the shots, right? But I was like, Dad, you know, look, there's a police button for all the times I have to call the police. And he was like, that's why you're in karate, son. And I fully bought it. I was like, yeah, I am an orange belt. Ugh. I'm a nothing belt now, dude. Whatever I had is gone. We need more stuff to catch up to the year it is what I'm saying. I know we have cell phones and jetpacks and satellites, but, like, we don't have jetpacks and satellites. Right? There's a distinction there to be made, and I think that's important. It's fine, by the way. Like, I'm not helping push us toward, like, an accessible jetpack. I just feel like, you know, we're only going to get to an accessible jetpack if people are pushing it. And that's why I have a podcast. I'm a pusher. And that's why you listen, honestly. So that I can tell you all the things we don't have. I know everything's not, like, about consumerism anymore. But it kind of is, right? It still is. People think it's, like, about the journey and, like, self-discovery again. But it's also about, like, how much crap can you fill up in your 1-bedroom apartment? And can you get it to touch the ceiling? First one that can goes to heaven. That's why we buy stuff, dude. That's why we buy stuff. It's heaven before heaven. Right? When you get a new thing, you're like, oh, this is pretty much heaven now. And then you drop it or lose it, or a new one comes out and you're like, should have waited. But there's not, I just want private companies to, like, get us amped about some futuristic shit again. I feel like there's been a little bit of a gap, you know? On one hand, poor us, right? But, like, give the people a reason to keep working. Because you need us way more than we need you, right? Maybe. I don't know. I'm just saying shit. Well, thank you for listening. Keep us hungry is what I'm saying. Everybody's talking about, affordable health care. I'm talking about the stuff that makes us work more, not less. Bring the sidekick back. Make it bigger. And then smaller. Accessible jetpacks, right? Make them fly. What else? 3 is what else? 4 is interactive, tattoos. Whoa. Interactive tattoos. I bet you've never heard of that before, dude. I'm just the ideas guy, man. I just have the ideas. Idea number 1, every kid has a tattoo. A lot of them, actually. Why would you do that? Just in case. That's some visionary shit, dude. I'm not a visionary necessarily. I've never invented a thing. But I've never invented anything. I have a hard time building things if there are too many words in the instructions. Right? I'm not a visionary, but I might be the guy who speaks an idea, dude, so that it gets passed along until the right guy or girl gets a hold of it. It's probably a girl, because they listen. It gets passed along. Whatever I say, it gets passed along year after year after year. And then a girl gets a hold of it. And then she can't make it happen, but she knows someone, probably a man. She knows a man that can bring it into existence, dude. If you don't see through this, by the way, you're stupid, probably. I don't need any credit is where I'm getting. I just want cooler stuff. We all got to play our parts in life, especially women. Just won't leave it alone. The trick is, I think, knowing your own limitations and then playing the part where you assume the least responsibility possible, right? I think you could still do plenty good from that position. And that's what I'm doing, dude. That's why I have a podcast. No responsibility here. But when one of you hears interactive tattoos, who knows, dude? One of you guys go out and execute. I just make believe. Welcome to the podcast. Where I'm getting, dude. I know this is the 6th time that I lost train of thought on this episode, but that's why you come, dude. To tell you all the inventions that we don't have yet, and to watch me try to beat my own brain. And I'm gonna. Where the fuck was that going? Damn it. I gotta go back and listen. I don't remember. It's 2024. Man, this episode is all intro. Here's the thing about 2024. 2024 didn't seem like a real thing that was possible in 2001. Mainly because of terrorism. I suppose. But for regular reasons too, right? One reason being 23 years is a long time. So I never thought about 2024. If someone said it, I was like, I don't think so. I don't think that's going to happen. Dude, I was at an open mic the other day and like I was talking about how like 2024 doesn't seem it's like so long ago, right? Or 2001. And 23 years is a long time. It just is. It's a long time. I hate when you say something like that, like 23 years, that's a long time. And then some old guy goes like, you know what's a long time? 63. And you're like, hey man, were you always an old guy? It's annoying. I don't know if I didn't think 2024 would happen generally, or I just didn't think it would happen to me. I don't want to say no one thought 2024 would happen because really, people learned what it was like to go from like 1938 to 2006. So that's a bigger spread. And they learned, right? Imagine living that long. A guy was born in 1937 and the Dodgers were in Brooklyn and his dad fought in a war for sure. And it was a dark time. And then all of a sudden, it's 2006, right? And no one remembers you anymore. And the best picture is Borat. And that's a little scary for you. I understand. Came a long way from Birth of a Nation. Because your grandpa was racist. It's not like your grandpa made it, but it was his favorite movie. Racist or not, dude, the first movie your racist grandpa ever saw was Thief of Baghdad. So no wonder why he thought, brown people were just white people with blotchy shoe shine slapped on. That's why he was racist, because he didn't know. He should have known. But he didn't, and that's not okay, but I'm out of my depth. But now, here's my point. Now, all of a sudden, there's Jackie Robinson. And it freaks him out a little bit. It freaks out your grandpa, your racist grandpa. Freaks him out. He got past it. Now it's my turn is all. Not to get past racism. I feel like I minced points there. It made it sound like it's my turn to get past racism, actually. And that's not where I was going at all. It's my turn to get over aging, is my point. I don't know, man. 2024. I'm not necessarily one of those, like, can you believe it's 2024? I'll never get over it. I got some of those friends, dude. I know you do too. But you will, right? You'll get over it. You'll get over it. Just never get over something else. That's how numbers work. It's 2024. Next year, you've got a year to prepare for 25. The thing about it, dude, is I think what people are saying is, like when they say they'll never get over a year, is after a certain point, whatever year it is makes people look at how old they really are. And that's what they can't believe, right? And that's such like oh yeah, dude, good job, you figured it out. But like, that's what it is. But if anyone knows how crazy 2024 is, it's old people. It's like the oldest people. The oldest people that you could say, hey, it's 2024. And they understand it, that's the craziest it gets. If they can get over it, dude, you'll be fine. You and your friends will be fine. I'll be fine. I believe it. It's 2024. Fine. I'm 29. My back hurts. My knees hurt. Maybe that's why I didn't think 2024 would come for me, because everything started hurting a long time ago. Don't forget about old people. Don't forget about them, dude. Because they've collected some shit that can't be left behind. Here he goes again. Here he goes again, getting deep. He's going to get sad again, and then the next episode, 3 months from now, he's going to apologize, even though no one saw it. Old people have collected memories and knowledge that can't be left behind when they croak, unless they wrote it down someplace, or they have a podcast. And still you wouldn't listen to it. You won't listen to your grandpa's podcast until he's dead. That's the fact of life. Even then you'll skip episodes, and that should make you feel bad. They know stuff that might help you, you know? Yeah, they're a little racist, but like, they've still been through life. They have stuff that can help you contextualize your own woes about aging, at the very least. Every time I see my grandma, she's like, just waiting for God. And that's dark, but it's not, dude. It's not, because she knows what's up. People aren't always old. Right? I made that joke about the guy who said, yeah, 23 years is not a long time. 68 years is a long time. It's like, yeah, dude. Were you always old? No, he wasn't. But he's right. 23 years is not a long time, because 68 years is a long time. I get it. Someone else saying 68 years is a long time. As much as a 29-year-old can understand that, I understand that. But people aren't always old. They get old. They earn old. Unless you're one of those people who's just got that face, dude. That's always, you just got an old face. But if you look regular, right? You weren't always old. You become old. And you learn stuff. And I think our job is to share that shit before we forget it. It's to sit your family down, sit your friends down, sit strangers down, and be like, hey man, this is what's up. And I think we need to be more open to stuff like that from old people.
Immorality, because we don't have to, we don't have to answer to that. What? Even my flower is dying.
It's a part of life. It's a part of life.
Like if your papa or whatever was born, if your Gam Gam was born in 1937, he knows some stuff. Is this still recording? That'd be so sick if it wasn't. All right. He knows some stuff. He knows that the earth keeps spinning in spite of all the crazy shit that he's seen. The evolution of bombs, for instance. Everyone thought he'd be fried chicken, dude. Nope. Still around. You think he's worried about this year's flu? Not a chance. He's lived through real panic. Like one day he woke up in this village crier. The village crier was like, hey guys, so there's no more rice. And your grandpa was like, hey man, no biggie. We'll just pick some more. And the village crier was like, yeah, you don't understand. There's none to pick. There's no more rice. The gods are pissed. And I think it's because you laid with my sister. Even though I was supposed to lay with my sister. Because this is the olden times in the Philippines. Every Filipino knows, dude. You have a great uncle that's also something else. And you do the math and you're like, does that mean? And then everyone's like, yeah, but we don't. Anyway, you want some lumpia? Here's lumpia. Eat lumpia. Don't ask her about it at all. Anyway, dude, so then the village shaman was like, hush. Because he laid with his sister. And then he clapped real hard. And then like a little bit of thunder came, just like sheer coincidence, but everyone thought he was magic. But that's why he's the village crier. He's just like really lucky with his clap sometimes, and like it syncs up with weather. He claps really hard, thunder, so everyone's listening, right? And he goes like, well, I just think if we dance around for a little bit today, in about 30 years, we'll have rice. So your papa was like, no way. We got to get out of here. 30 years we'll have rice. Good luck, dude. Everyone's dead. So your papa moved his entire family to America. Because if anyone's gonna lay with his daughter, it's gonna be him, dude. Incest wasn't weird until like 100 years ago, so it's whatever. I don't remember where this is going, dude. I lost my footing about 6 minutes ago. Oh, he moved his family to America. All right. So your papa moved his family to America. Okay. In like a hollowed out tree with no paddle from the Philippines. This is starting to sound autobiographical. No paddle, dude. One of the kids, they had a paddle for a little bit. They made it out of, your great aunt's bones. And then one of the kids tossed it overboard about 20 minutes in. No more paddle. Hell of a burial. Seems pretty disrespectful, but no more paddle. How are we going to get to America? What did they do? Right? They used that cousin as an oar. And he died because of course he did. But that's not a big deal, dude. It wasn't a big deal to die back then, even if it was your family to kill you. Like, if someone asked about it, it's like, yeah, we had to get to America. And he threw the oar out. And then they'd be like, yeah, it makes sense. I would have done the same thing. We had to do that too. It's a good thing you have like 26 children. And they all look alike. That's the weird thing about old immigrants, dude. They just had so many kids. They didn't even name them after the sixth one. Crazy, man. Having a baby back then was like, meeting a chicken. It was like meeting a chicken. They didn't name what they knew was destined to be a special dinner, right? I got a friend who, in the Dust Bowl, I won't say his name, but it doesn't matter. He'd probably be happy if I shouted him out. But in the Dust Bowl, his great aunt, great aunt, not that many greats, ate a baby, and it ended up being his something. Pretty crazy. Just went nuts one day. Everyone else is like writing Grapes of Wrath or whatever, and then the grandma just ate the baby, like cooked it and ate it. And no one ever talked about it. All right, dude. Off track for the 8th time. They sailed in a tree to America. Your family did. They sailed they sailed in a tree to America for like 11 years. And then they finally made it to America with 3 children left. And that's why your family's so small. And your great-grandfather fell to his knees and, I mean, just kissed the sands of San Diego, dude. You know? Just got his mouth all in the sands of San Diego. And it was 1942, right? He kissed the sands and he was like, look around, kids. One day, you know, it'll be 2024. I'm impressed, man. I fully forgot where I was heading, but I remembered. I remembered that it was about the year 2024.
And to watch me try to beat my own brain. And I'm gonna.
If there's one thing he does, dude, it's remember. He kissed the sands of San Diego after sailing in a tree to America for 11 years. He had to kill all of his kids. He said, wow, we made it to America. It's 1942. Oh, shit. That's America. We actually have to join. We got to join some branch of the military now because Japan just did that Pearl Harbor thing and we look a lot like them. I'm Filipino, dude. Relax. Yeah, dude. One day it'll be 2024. And I won't believe it. Because that will mean, this is what your grandpa said, dude. One day it'll be 2024 and I won't believe it. Because that will mean I survived all of this. And I'll be dead anyway. I can't believe I remembered where I was going, dude. It was about the year. Sweet. I'm as impressed by myself as I've ever been, dude. And this podcast is free. Hell yeah, dude. I remembered. This podcast is free. I'm actually down about $3,800, but if I got to spend another $3,800 just to fight through 23 more episodes, dude, to feel this impressed by myself, I'm in. It's you and me, man. We're in it to the bitter end. What I'm saying is people age. Not me because I'm a vampire, but people age, right? What I'm also saying is your papa knows some stuff, okay? So ask him something. Be like, hey, what did you do over there? What did you do back then? The tragedy is he'll probably go, I don't know. And then you're like, well, okay. I guess we'll just watch church on TV. Ask him some stuff before he forgets. Because he lived through a lot, dude. Your family lived through a lot. And he's probably racist, but He knew that one day it was going to be 2024. He's flipped through his own fair share of calendars, you know? So he knew this was coming. And a certain level of wisdom comes with that, I think, flipping through that many calendars. His stories are good, I bet, dude. Just ask your grandpa. He's learned some stuff. He's learned that we keep being born, and everybody is gonna eventually grow up to buy some stuff. So we gotta keep making calendars, dude. Even though we just toss them into the ground before we even open them. And that's worth learning. I think there's real wisdom in that. I think if you live to 86 years old and the only thing you learn on Earth is that we make stuff that we never use and then we toss it into the ground, you're all right by me. You're a pretty cool dude. Anyway, man, I didn't realize this whole episode was intro, dude. I didn't really talk about anything. We'll see if there's anything in here. You tell me what's up, dude. How 2024? What are we feeling? Are we more or less afraid of terrorism than you thought we'd be after 9/11? How does it compare to your vision of it, dude? What you thought it was going to be? Were people levitating, right? In like shiny silver space garb? Maybe we thought small Martian dogs would be something that we would have access to. Maybe you didn't bother thinking about a year so far in advance, and I think that's fair. Because you didn't plan on turning whatever age you are. And you thought when you died, the whole world would explode, with the rest of us still walking around. Anyway, man, I think I'm going to end it right here. Holy shit. I'm going to go not do some stand-up because I'm worn out. But go do something that makes you feel good. I'm going to go eat. Probably spam and eggs.